Hi there, and welcome to Ian's Engage channel. I'm Ian. In my previous video, I showed how I tested different trains as they ascended the 3% gradient between the two running levels on Shelfington. I received some excellent feedback on the video, and in particular, I thought that Paul Smith asked a very interesting question. He wanted to know if any of the failed experiments would have succeeded if the loco had been pushing the train rather than pulling it. So thanks, Paul. In this short video, I'm hopefully going to answer your question. I'll concentrate on the Graham Farish Class 03, which, if you remember, weighs in at 30 grams, as I believe that this is the weakest performing loco in my original test, and if that succeeds at a task, then the other locos would also succeed. I'll be using the same rolling stock with a rake of 5 Graham Farish Mark 1 coaches, a rake of 6 Pico box vans, and a Pico brake van. To recap, here's how the Class 03 got on pulling the rake of 5 Mark 1 coaches up the 3% incline made up from second radius curves. I originally deemed this test a failure because of the excessive wheel spin required to get the train to the summit. So, let's see how the little loco fares when pushing its train. Here we are, bringing the train down the incline and getting it into a position to push it back up from a standing start. And we're off. Well, this is very interesting. I'd suspected that this may have been easier for the loco, as it effectively has a run-up to the incline. But no, the loco completely fails to push the train of Mark 1 coaches up the gradient at all when doing a sensible speed. Now that was a complete shock. So what happens if we give the loco a run-up? Will it make it up the incline then? I can hear it in the distance. And off we go again. Here I've got the poor little 03 set to a maximum speed, so please don't report me to the train controller authorities, Ewan. While it does eventually get to the top of the gradient, the motor was being thrashed, and there was a tremendous amount of wheel spin, so this has to be deemed as a failure too. So let's try the same configuration, pushing the train up the gentler 4th radius S-curved incline, which also has a 3% gradient. There was no problem there, although I did have to apply a little more power than when the loco was pulling the train last time. The result also confirms what we learned in the previous video. The gentler the curve, the more likely it is that the train will make it up the incline. So what happens if we add the 6 Pico box vans and the Pico brake van to the train? Our plucky little loco was able to pull this train up the 4th radius incline, but would the outcome be different when pushing the train? Well, surprisingly, yes. The 03 couldn't get to the summit of the incline when pushing the train, even with a run-up, which was another shock. Well, while we watch the Class 08 show how it should be done, what can we conclude from this, in my opinion, rather fascinating experiment? Well, it looks like pulling a train is far better than pushing it when it comes to inclines, which is a rather surprising result, as I'd expected there to be little or no difference. So, I hope this answers your question, Paul, and that everyone found this as interesting an experiment as I did. Okay, so that's about it for now. If you've got any hints, tips, useful tools or techniques to pass on to a beginner in Engage modelling, or if you simply want to say hello, then please do so in the comment section. Anything and everything you've got to say will be greatly appreciated. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully I'll have another update soon. Bye.